In the Sri Lankan program we had on competency mapping, one of the questions that was asked in the early part of the program is about the levels of competencies. This participant seems to have already read quite a bit about competencies, and she wanted to know what do we mean by the levels of competencies? Why are organizations particular about putting every competency into a level? Is there anything like a level of a competency? So she wanted to know the details. I kept thinking about it. Of course, traditionally, level of the competency is not the level of the competency in reality. It is the extent to which you exhibit certain indicators which are associated with your hierarchical level in the company. If you are a CEO, you need to be team worker of a different kind. You need to be promoting teamwork. In the entire organization, you need to talk of team culture. You need to talk of various strategic variables. So you as a CEO are a conceptualizer, a designer of teamwork and creating, facilitating team culture. You periodically analyze, conduct self-renewal kind of workshops for the entire organization. You monitor how well people are collaborating, how well they are behaving like team members and so on. So that is, one can say this is the highest level of competency, where you not only work as a member of a team but design team culture and facilitate teamwork across your organization, and whenever there are problems you solve. So you are the master level competent person. You can be called as an expert, a master of teamwork. Whereas if you are an ordinary worker who need to provide inputs for other workmen, and who need to be receiving inputs and need to periodically give feedback, and you need to just merely collaborate. So all that you are required to do is understand your team members and their requirements, supply the inputs that are required, and make demands on the kind of inputs they can give, and receive this. So if you are a good team worker, that is good enough. So this you can call it as by the lowest level of teamwork. Simply cooperate and so on. So levels of competency are associated normally with the level at which you are in the organization. So if you are a middle level manager, teamwork means you not only work as a good member of a team, but also have to manage your small team, which consists of maybe 6 or 7 of your juniors, and help them to work like a team, manage their conflicts, listen to each other, not waste each other's time, maintain good interpersonal relations, enjoy their work and so on. And if you are head of the department and you are in charge of many teams, your teamwork and team competence goes far beyond. You not only should be a good team worker in collaborating with other heads of departments, you have to make sure different sections in your department are able to work within themselves as a good team, across themselves as a good team, and things of that kind. So the indicators or the behavior indicators of teamwork will vary from level to level depending on the nature of the organization that you work. Therefore, the proficiency level of a competency is contextual. It really varies from company to company, and it depends on the levels that you have in a company. In a flat structure organization, in an organization that is flatly structured, the levels are fewer. Then you have a different way of measuring the complexity of the competencies and so on. Well, all these things you learn in detail in a competency mapping program, and you will get to know how exactly one arrives at the levels of competencies when you go through a certificate program in competency mapping. So hope you will get through some of these concepts by registering yourself for a good competency mapping program, which gives you a practical experience of identifying competencies and delineating the roles. All the best. Happy learning.